Hello there, viewers, and welcome to the weekend news broadcast for West Georgia Independent News. Of course, this is your local reporter and journalist Dennis Bates for West Georgia Independent News. Of course, the weekend news broadcast is always brought to you in part by Specialty Prints Photography. Yours truly right here, bringing you the photography service for the West Georgia area. I have some great deals going on for the fall season, so you need to give me a call. You can message me here on this page or check out my Facebook page for Specialty Prints. Also brought to you in part by author D.L. Bates. That is my page for the books that I have authored. You need to go on, check out the latest work, and find out more information as to what I have available on there. We have the Autism in Me, which is a self-help guide, sort of a resource guide for autism for parents of children of those on the spectrum, or as well for those who are on the spectrum. And also my latest work, which of course is the Cody's Treasure Cove series. This is a youth series, kind of in a chapter book, novella type series. You need to check that one out as well. Book number 3 just came out, and I'm working on number 4. And as always, brought to you in part by our featured business, which is Smart Style, located in the Carrollton Walmart. They're under new management, guys. They do an awesome job there. Of course, they take care of yours truly right here, keeping me well groomed and looking good for all of you guys. Go in, pay them a visit, tell them hi, tell them that West Georgia Independent News sent you out there, and I promise you they are going to take good care of you. So you need to go on out, pay them a visit, and let them take care of you, and they're going to do you great, take care of you, and of course giving you some great deals on top of it. So go on by that Smart Style at the Carrollton Walmart in the side right there. Go in, be sure to tell Tammy I said hello. Hello viewers, this is Dennis Bates, West Georgia Independent News, bringing you your weekend news broadcast. We got a lot of things we're going to talk about today and this weekend. First, I want to just touch up on a couple of things. We have Halloween is right around the corner. We're just merely a week and a half, 2 weeks away from Halloween, so we need to be prepared and ready. Guys, I put a reminder on our Facebook page, and I also want to remind you as well, Halloween and trick-or-treat time, of course, is right around the corner. So this is just a friendly reminder. And I also want to add this. If a teenager comes to your door to trick-or-treat, please don't turn them away. They may be part of the autism spectrum. You never know. But it doesn't matter. Don't turn them away. Which would you rather have? A teenager coming up, seeking out some candy on this night of the year when all of our youth are going around trick-or-treating and looking to get some candy and some goodies? Or would you rather to see those teenagers out in mischief? So don't turn them away. But let's remind you of this, okay? We have children on the spectrum, the autism spectrum. As you know, I'm a big advocate for that for several reasons. One, of course, my own son is on the spectrum, and I work with a lot of children who are on the spectrum. And I want to talk to you real briefly and just remind each one of my viewers out there that you may have some children that come up to you, and I have seen this at fall festivals take place, to where a person who is handing out candy will not hand out that candy until that child says trick or treat. So let me remind you of something. Sometimes that child may be nonverbal. You can't see that. It's not something that you physically see. So that child may be nonverbal, or that child may be simply shy. So you could turn them away from being out in any type of social activity by trying to push them into doing something that they may not feel comfortable doing. But let's look at it this way. At least they are out in a socialized environment doing something. So be patient with them. And if they don't say trick or treat, simply give them some candy anyway. All right, let's also remind you of this, because I know a lot of you also put out bowls of candy for them to just, reach in and get a piece of candy out for themselves, which I don't do. I like to hand it out that way. We make up some treat bags. My son and I make up treat bags ourselves. When you put out bowls of candy like that and you say only take one, but you see that child reach in and they might get two or three, you need to realize that child may also have some fine motor skills that makes it difficult for them to pick up one thing at a time. So you need to be patient with these children as they're coming around, because they could be part of the autism spectrum. They could have some other deals going on with their fine motor skills, such as that. You may also have them to come up who aren't wearing a costume at all. But don't turn them away or don't say anything negative because they're not wearing that costume, because you don't know whether or not that child might have some sensory processing disorders, which means simply that they may have some sensory issues, that they can't stand the touch of certain materials. And as we know, most costumes are made of certain things. You know, they may have issues with wearing something over their face or something touching their face. They may have issues with wearing gloves. They may have issues with wearing certain things. But they want to still be a part of the festivities. So guys, be patient with our youth as they're coming around this Halloween, and don't turn them away just because you think they should be doing it a certain way. Let's remember, we have a lot of youth out there who are on the spectrum. Autism is rising in numbers pretty much daily. We're seeing it. We went from 1 in 88 here just a few years ago to now I believe we're at like 1 in 42. I haven't even checked the latest numbers. It may be even closer in numbers than what it was the last time that I've checked. So please be patient and be generous with those children that are coming around. Okay, one more thing. Here we go again, guys. It's coming across on Facebook. I see it time and time again. Every year I see this come across, and I've just seen it coming across again this weekend. The warning that comes across on Facebook saying deadline tomorrow or such and such date, and it says everything you've posted becomes public from this date forward, and then it tells you to go through and do such and such and say this and you'll be okay. It even goes as far as to say that it was on say News Channel, for example. This latest one, it was on News Channel 13, so it must be true. It was on the internet, so it must be true, right? Guys, this has been debunked so many times by Facebook themselves. Facebook will never start charging you. The privacy information is pretty much still the same. If you set your privacy to private, it's going to be private. It's going to be just for you and those who are on your friends list. If you set it to like for yourself only, it's going to be for yourself only, and no one else is going to see it. So the privacy settings are still the same. This is just another hoax going around, basically to waste your time, and of course waste everyone else's time by reading this unnecessary post that's going around. All right, so again, guys, this has been completely debunked by Facebook. All right, in other local news from the city of Villa Rica, a house fire this week displaced a mother and her 4 children in Villa Rica, and the American Red Cross is providing the family with emergency lodging assistance while they are awaiting word on the availability of housing options. However, if you are able to provide gift cards or other food and clothing assistance to temporarily sustain this family, please contact the City of Villa Rica, and you can contact them at their email address, and I'm going to post that right now, communications@villarica.org, or you can give them a call also at this number right here, 678-840-1212. They have 2 of the youth who attend Villa Rica High School, and another is enrolled in Villa Rica Middle School. All right, guys, we are VR, so let's join together and let's help this family out. Of course, all of that information, their sizes for their clothes, shoes, shirts, pants, all of that information is posted on the Facebook page here for West Georgia Independent News, and is also on the page for the city of Villa Rica. And you can find all that information by, of course, scrolling through and taking a look at all of that. So let's do what we can to help this family out. All right, guys, the Times-Georgian just recently this weekend brought out a story, and this is something that I talked about back in 2014 when it first happened. And many of us remember the story of the 13-year-old young man who was shot and killed while he was in his bed. The Times Georgian reports that the Carrollton man accused of fatally shooting 13-year-old Nazir Rodriguez will likely not face trial until 2017, if at all. All of this depending on the results from a psychiatric evaluation that's been ordered by a Carroll County judge earlier this month. There's no trial date that's been set so far for Malik Lyndon Davis, who at the age of 17 was arrested for allegedly killing Rodriguez as he slept in his bed. Davis was indicted on charges of murder, aggravated assault, and burglary, among other charges. Of course, we are following this story. This was something that we broke back in 2014 when it first happened. Of course, West Georgia Independent News was a much younger news page then. We've grown greatly since that date with a lot more following. So we're going to continue to follow this news story as well and keep you updated on that one. Another news story that we are following, of course, we're trying to get some information regarding a possible arrest and an incident that took place a few weeks ago, and we're going to follow up on that one. I have left a message with the Georgia State Patrol's public relations office there to find out exactly what is going on with this and the charges that may be pending. So stay tuned later in the week. Hopefully we'll have more information on this. I'm looking to hear from them on Monday regarding this particular situation. All right, guys, we are also following a few possible scams in the area. I'm doing some research on this and doing a little bit of investigating myself to get all of this information to find out what exactly is going on. Some of these are a Facebook scam, and some of these are some additional fundraising scams. So we are looking into this to find out exactly what's going on, and of course we'll keep you updated right here on West Georgia Independent News. How many of you have enjoyed this wonderful weather that we have had this week? We've had much cooler temperatures. We've been averaging in the mid to upper 70s and have some cool breezes on some of these days, but it just has some awesome temperatures. Nightly, I've noticed some great sunsets. How many of you noticed the pictures that I shared here on Facebook this week of some of the sunsets that we've had out there? Some wonderful opportunities for some photo shoots out there with some great sunsets. The temperatures again have been just great fall temperatures, early fall temperatures that we have looked at. All right, I'm looking ahead for this week for our weather. Right now it's looking like again we're going to be looking at maybe some mostly sunny, partly cloudy skies as we move through our day today here on Sunday. Highs, of course, again in the mid to upper 70s, and we're looking at anywhere from a 10 to 20% chance of possible showers, but not looking at a whole lot of moisture right now. Of course, as we're moving into the week, we're still looking at around a 10% chance of showers through most of the week, going up to looking out as far as Thursday, and I'm looking at highs again by the middle of the week reaching back up into the upper 80s, close to that 90 mark. So we might have a little bit of that summer-like temperatures to come back to us by the middle of the week. But I'm looking forward to those temperatures to begin to drop and stay lower with us as we continue. And again, let's remember we have Halloween coming right around, so we have a lot of fall festivals in the area that are starting to take place. So remember, if you're out and about, just to be alert, be watching, because there are a lot of churches having their fall festivals. Some of the schools are having some events, so just be alert and be cautious for any children that might be headed out to some of these events. All right, guys, we're following a lot of news right here in the area, so hopefully we'll be coming back with you later in the week with more information. Again, I am awaiting contact from the Georgia State Patrol regarding one particular incident, and I hope to have that information sometime Monday and be able to share that with you. And we're going to continue to follow the story regarding the shooting from 2014 and follow this story very, very closely. All right, guys, this is Dennis Bates for West Georgia Independent News.